guys, today we will start our poem The Village Blacksmith in unit number 2, Turning Trash into Treasure, written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Now let me introduce you with the poet Henry Wadsworth. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was an American poet and an educator. He was born in year 1807 and died in year 1882. He was one of the most widely known and best loved American poets of 19th century. He was born in Portland, Massachusetts, and he was a Harvard scholar, versed in several European languages. He was a commanding figure in the cultural life of 19th century America. He was the first American to translate Dante's Divine Comedy, and he is best known for his poems Paul Revere's Ride and the Song of Hiawatha and Evangeline. Now let me introduce you with the poem The Village Blacksmith. Here the poet has talked about the village blacksmith who used to live in the village and what kind of life he is living, along with his physique and how proud he is for his children, and at the end what the blacksmith way is teaching us about the life. Now let's start with the first stanza. Under a spreading chestnut tree are as strong as iron bands. In these lines that you see from under a spreading chestnut tree, the poet is talking about a person who is actually the blacksmith, of course, who is strong, and he is standing under the chestnut tree working harder than anyone else. His hands are stronger than usual, and poet uses a simile to compare his hands to iron bands in the last line. Because of his hard work, this is basically the thing, because he has strong arms and muscles, which is a result of his hard work, which he does on daily basis, and which frames his body like this. Now in the second stanza, the poet gives us some more details of his appearance by speaking that his hair are black, crisp and long, which are because he dwells in the sun all day long. His face is tanned by the harsh sun rays in the day. He is sweating from the hard work that he is doing. He is proud and dignified and is an honest man. He earns his living in honesty, hence he is not afraid of anyone. These all are the marker of his hard work, which makes his body rough and strong. These symbols are also marker of the kind of uncomfortable and hard work that he does on a daily basis, which has affected his body. However, he is a man who is not affected by his poor and harsh conditions to fall into temptations of cheating and unfair business. The blacksmith is a noble man who does his business honestly. The third stanza says that blacksmith labors that he does it from the morning to the evening until the sun sets, and the sound of his sledge is like the village bell. A person can hear his bellowing sound from their houses. They can hear him from their houses, him dragging his heavy sleigh. He dwells or he works from morning till the sun sets. Now in the next stanza, the poet is saying that the children of the blacksmith, they are mesmerized by his work, by the work he does. They are excited to look through the open door to see the sparks flying from the flames and his bellow hitting the metal. They love to see how the flames and the spark are forming shapes in the air. In the next, the poet is trying to show that the blacksmith is also a part of the society. He is not like a single man. He is a part of society and he participates in the social practices and custom. So he goes to the church on every Sunday, sits with his friends and watches his daughter singing in the choir, and he feels happy and proud. He gets emotional as he sees his daughter singing in the choir, which reminds him of his wife. His wife passed away and he is remembering her singing for him. He sees an image or reflection of his wife in his daughter. He finds her voice and singing divine, which brings tears to his eyes. The blacksmith sees a reflection of his wife in his daughter. These particular lines shows the noble character of the blacksmith and his love towards his family. And hence, because he loves his family and is a social man, he lives his life like this, toiling for his living, working hard, very hard for living, rejoicing with his friends and daughters, remembering his wife and her memories. He begins his work in the morning and dwells, remembering his wife and her memories. He begins his work in the morning and dwells till night to earn his living. Works till night to earn his living. He would try to attempt to do something new, and some work he would complete for the day and some he would think to finish the next day. These lines means that the blacksmith works, which is similar work of a lot of tough, thoughtless physical work. There are many things that blacksmith, their work is thoughtless. It's just a nonsense physical work, but it is not. He is following the similar work every day to earn a living and sleep at. In the last stanza or the final stanza, the poet is thanking the blacksmith for a lesson that he has taught him without his knowledge. The way the blacksmith dwells from day and night teaches him that we are makers of our own fate, and each day we shape our future and life with our own hands. We should not think that we cannot do this work. Like blacksmith, if we are not able to finish the work one day, we should start it on the next day without any regrets. So this is your poem. This is the summary of your poem, The Village Blacksmith by poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.